All right, here we go. Quiet on the set.
Wait, that's my job. Quiet on the set.
That's right. It's his line.
Hello, I'm Stephen with Tobacco Cabana, back on the Roadshow.
That's right. That's right. And I'm David. I'm a Texan, and I love cigars. This is the Roadshow. Stephen, back for another show.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We are back for another show right here in Tobacco Cabana in Cedar Hill. Got to thank you and Rhonda and Bob. We can thank Bob, right?
We can thank Bob.
We can thank Bob. But I got to thank you. I mean, love coming in here and doing our shows. Appreciate you guys letting us do that. It's fun.
I've had customers come in and go, that's the backdrop.
Oh, wow.
They recognize it.
They recognize the show. Fantastic.
Love that.
I love it, man. But that gave you guys enough time to get something ready for your toast, because you know we're going to do a Texas toast. We've got to do a Texas toast because that's for you guys that we're toasting. What do we have to toast? This is Tender Mercy from Railport Brewery. This is an American milk stout with notes of vanilla beans and cocoa nibs.
Yum.
Easy on the eyes, pleasant on the nose, and smooth to the end.
Well,
This is an 8.2%.
I'm not seeing it easy on the eyes.
Right, it needs to be in my glass for it to be easy on the eyes. This is my favorite beer of theirs.
That's hard to say. They've got so many that are just beautiful.
Look at that. I'm sorry, I got to give you a little bit more. But look at that color.
Yeah.
Oh,
just very little light gets through that.
I love. Come on, guys, you got to get you some of this. Got to get you some of this. Dave, Dennis, and here come Tony. Man, you know Tony's had this beer before. Dave's had this beer before. Dennis has had this beer before. You've had it. We've all had this beer. We know how good it is. But we know how good you guys for watching us, and that's what we're going to toast. We got to toast to you guys, to good friends, good conversations, what we call a Texas toast. Cheers, y'all. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Boom. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And with this,
if I could repeat
creaminess.
If I could repeat what Robin Williams said, sell my clothes, I'm going to heaven. Yeah, this is just fantastic. Oh, I love this beer. I love a milk stout, an oatmeal stout. And hey, it is not 100 degrees outside in North Texas here. Thankfully we're having a little bit of the cool weather. It's under 100 degrees. But this is honestly one of the stouts that I don't care how hot it is outside, I'll still drink it because of the sweetness that's in this. It's not so heavy that I am not opposed to drinking it on a hot day.
No.
Yeah, this is
not going to weigh you down.
I have got to, that's so hard not to down. But we need to get some news, and I forgot to get the paper, so Steven's gonna step offside real quick and get some news. We got some news here. One of my favorite brands out there, Crowned Heads.
Oh, Las Calaveras.
Las Calaveras, that's right. We are in 2024, so you know a new Las Cal is coming out.
Love
it. Right? The 10th anniversary. 10th anniversary of Las Calaveras. There's several Crown Heads that I love. One of my absolute favorites of theirs is the Las Amperosa. That's one of my favorites of theirs. Series E is a good one.
Yeah.
They've got just some great cigars, but the Las Cal is another one. And they're saying it's the latest installment to their highly sought after and eagerly anticipated annual Las Cal.
Yes, yeah. A lot of people look forward to this and buy boxes.
Yeah.
Because you get this and you keep it and you enjoy it and enjoy it. It might make it to the next year. Probably not.
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah, I try to save them, but
No,
it's hard not to smoke them.
I always think about fall when these come out because the pictures on the boxes and I call them candy skulls, right?
Right.
What we're used to seeing around here in Texas. And you think about this cigar for Halloween.
Yeah.
If you're out trick-or-treating with the kids.
Yeah, the sugar skulls. Yeah, sugar skulls. Yeah, the candy. Yeah, candy skulls.
You have a Las Calaveras.
Yeah.
As you're walking door to door and enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
what is it saying there?
Las Calaveras El 2024 Decimo Anniversario 10th anniversary are both manufactured at My Father Cigars in Esteli. The 2024 features a stout blend of 100% Garcia grown Nicaraguan tobaccos, stout, finished with a sumptuous Habano wrapper.
Okay.
When I smoked the final blend for this year, Las Calaveras, it immediately took me back to the 2015 Las Calaveras profile, which happens to be one of my favorite blends in the series, commented Crown Head's co-founder, John Huber.
Right, yeah. They're saying that a total of 1,500 boxes of each of the 3 Vitolas, 108,000 cigars was produced with an additional 3,000 4 cigar samplers. I've got a couple of those 4 cigar samplers. You got one of each Vitola in there. I like those because then you really get to
taste how the different profiles are with the Vitolas.
Exactly. And they're saying the samplers featuring one of each Vitola, along with a sampler exclusive Bellicoso Fino, 5.5 by 52. That's interesting. Las Calaveras El 2024 will have a suggested retail price of $13.95. So that's
for a limited release. That's a good price point.
Exactly. So that's to $15.95. But so that's it's with the way things are going. I think that's
the price point has gone up. As a retailer, every day I get emails that it's going up 5-10%.
And so as a retailer, you understand that. It will, it's a special limited edition released, created to commemorate the 10th anniversary, which hard to think about. That was back in 2024.
Right.
2014. Here it is, 2024. It's 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
2014 when that first came out. And it had such a far-reaching impact upon the cigar community over the last decade, said Huber, that we felt it only fitting to recognize this milestone of the brand.
Yes.
I think that's appropriate. Decimo is an amazing blend, and we're so grateful to the Garcia family and My Father Cigars for partnering with us on this tribute, and also for what we've created together with the Las Calaveras brand. Packaged in a 10-count box. It is a 6 by 52, comprised of a blend of Nicaraguan binder and filler tobaccos, all grown on the farms of the Garcia family. Wow. And it is, let's see, it's a total of 2,500 boxes. But it is in a Habano Oscuro wrapper. Wow, that's nice. Rhonda likes Oscuro.
Oh, she loves Oscuros.
Yeah, and the retail suggested price per box. Now I'm confused. Well, we've got two different. We've got a 6x48.
Right.
We got a 5x52 and a 6x54.
And those are probably in the samplers.
Those are in the samplers. And so the 6x52, a box of 6x52s is, they come out to $18.95 a piece.
Right.
So yeah, that could be on the higher end for some people.
But we've seen limited editions come in well above $20, $25.
Yeah, and yeah, you have to realize this is a yearly release. It's a limited release, and it's a release that is well worth
the price.
Well worth the price.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was introduced in 2014, and it began as a tribute. This was interesting. It began as a tribute to those who have passed on in the previous year, and is intended to be a celebration of life and remembrance, as opposed to a mournful symbol of death or loss.
No.
Yeah. I mean, think about all the different things that you use a cigar for. We'll smoke a cigar in celebration.
Absolutely.
And we'll smoke a cigar in loss, but is it really a loss? No, you got to remember what they gave you.
Yep.
During that time. And each year, the Las Calaveras band is adorned with the initials of 4 individuals who've passed on the prior year. One set of initials embossed upon each of the 4 coins of the sides of the band. I'll have to look for that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I have to look for that.
I've got some old Las Calaveras.
I do too. I've got some 2022s and 2023s. I'll have to look at those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Again,
nice.
I've got one piece of news.
Honor and remembrance.
Exactly. I've got one piece of news, Steve. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Well,
what did we do last show?
We had a guest speaker on.
Yeah, we
who
did.
Told us about the blend and how it was made and how it was put together.
The Steel City.
Steel
Tony
City.
Rawlings.
I think it's time to revisit that.
Yeah, let's bring him back on. Tony, man.
Tony.
Come on up, brother. All right. You're gonna stand?
Yes.
Oh, you're a young whippersnapper, because I know I couldn't do it. Oh man, fantastic! Thanks for being here, brother.
Oh, thanks again,
Always-
man.
always
Another
thanks.
second
Thank you,
time.
Tony.
Look at this. He's sporting the Lone Star Cigar Association hat and shirt.
Yeah, I'm part of that. I'm part of that group.
He is part of that group, and we have got. I'm gonna toss this aside so we don't even have to look at that news anymore. But what cigar? We've already lit it up, and we're already smoking it, and we're already enjoying it. But what are we looking at?
We are looking at your cigar.
I'm looking at my cigar.
So basically, you know, me and you are friends. We sat in a lounge together, and I sat and listened to what you like in tobacco.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in the lounge, and who knows what the conversation is. But I'm going, I like this tobacco, I like that tobacco, I've tasted this, and I like this. And he's taking notes. He's taking mental notes. And so, unbeknownst to me,
Yeah, you didn't even
he
know.
goes, no, I didn't even know. He goes, guess what? I blended a cigar with all those things
Oh, nice.
that you've been talking about. I go, do what? And so, yeah, you blended a cigar.
I did.
It wasn't this one.
No, it wasn't. The first one was good, but it was missing something.
It was good, and I've got, I've actually only got one of those left, because we smoked them all. Dennis smoked them. I don't know did you smoke any?
I don't think I did.
I don't know if you did or not, because we didn't have a whole lot of them.
Right.
But he brought them back, and they were good, but it was like,
It wasn't a wow factor.
it wasn't a wow. It wasn't like, it's like something's missing.
Yeah.
What can we do to give it a little oomph? And so we did, I mean, still knowing what tobaccos I like, he went ahead and went back to the factory. And the factory is where?
Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic, okay. So we went back to the factory and tell us the process. What'd you do?
So I felt that there was something missing, and I went back to the blender and I said, yes, it's a great cigar, but there's missing something.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, okay, well let's try something that I created and that no one else has.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. The blender said, let's try something.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So he says, I have a hybrid leaf, which is...
You can't...
Undisclosed.
He can't. He hadn't even told me. All right. And I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But so the blender took what we already created, he already created through, and said, I've got this wrapper.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So he took the wrapper, and then the first cigar we had a Habano binder, but we wanted to change it and put a San Andreas wrapper to it.
Okay. So it's got a San Andreas.
Just
Okay.
to give it a little...
Just a little bit more
flavor and body of what he wanted to go with his wrapper.
Okay.
Okay.
And like I said, I said, okay, let's try it.
Okay.
And he wrote them, he sent it to us, and I think I was in a car, and I haven't even given you one, and I smoked it while I was in the car, and I kept calling you and said, hey man, this is one of the best cigars I ever had. And yeah.
Okay.
We come to this.
Okay.
That's a bold move to change a wrapper.
Yeah. No.
Because that's the majority of the flavor.
And so what was it before? Because it was a lighter.
It was a Habano wrapper.
Habano wrapper. So
Habano wrapper and Habano binder.
Right. So okay. All right.
And we went with the mystery wrapper and San Andreas.
Habano hybrid, which we don't know what the hybrid is, and I'm good with that. So remember, I'm trying to remember, I've got the cigar, and when we smoked the first one, it was, it was a lighter cigar.
It was definitely a lighter cigar.
It was a lighter, I can't remember exactly what the blend was. Do you remember what the blend was?
I think it was a Habano wrapper.
Habano binder.
Habano binder, Umotepe, and Jalapa.
Okay, all right. And so it's still going to have a little bit of that sweetness. And I remember, we liked it and everything, and it was good.
It was good, but it
was just like, you know what? What is there something more that we can pull out of it?
Correct. Well, what I noticed is when you smoked it, I saw your face, and I was like, he's not wowed by it.
Right.
So I said, okay, because I'm so passionate about just blending cigars and new creations. And then when I saw your face, it just wasn't satisfying for me. So I said, you know what? Let's go back.
Okay.
And and that's what you do a lot when you blend the cigars. You go back. I mean, even though if you smoke something and it's the right one, you put it to the side, but then you continue to blend other leaves, combination of leaves together, and then you go back to it and to see if it's better than the first one that you blended.
Okay.
And
okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't been able to sit in on a process like that.
I'm gonna get you there one day.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
I'm gonna get you there one day.
I would love to do a show like that, seeing that whole process. But he
actually pulled me to the side and he said, listen, I have something I've been working on. I don't know if it's gonna work or if it's not gonna work.
Oh, really?
And I said, okay, let's see if it works.
Works, yeah.
And I think he nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
the flavors, the body, the smoke output, all hit. You know, when you smoke a cigar and you're like, you kind of get that grin. You're like, yeah, it's doing it.
And this is still a young,
very young
cigar.
We are still in the testing stage of this.
Testing stage, but yet I don't know what else I would do to it.
No, but with age on it.
Age.
Let
it sit. And so this has been in my humidor for a month. Okay. Dave Yancey and I will review this later, so stay tuned for that. We'll have something with some bourbon. We're drinking this right now with a milk stout, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So what I asked him, because I know you like smaller Vitolas.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And I said, you know what? can we try it in a smaller vitola? And you know, master blenders, they're experts on everything they do.
Right, yeah.
He says, no,
Ooh.
this is the perfect vitola for this blend.
So we've talked about it, Dave Yancey and I, when you were out last month. And of course, you and I have talked about that too.
Right.
About having cigars that are blended specifically for a vitola.
Right.
And it's like, no, that's it. That's what you want to smoke. Instead of having one of each ones, that's the one where you're going to get the most flavor output from, is that vitola. So to have a master blender say that, no, we ain't going to do it.
Yeah, no, he
That's a dedication to craft.
no, he definitely said, no, I'm not going to do it. He said, this is a perfect blend for this cigar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Too big, you lose too much. Too small, it overpowers everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So you leave it to the experts.
Exactly. Let's take a break real quick, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about that, okay? Guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, guys. We've got a little bit more to talk about with Tony here, Tony Rawlings. Normally with Casa de Sueños, but this is the TCR brought to you by Lone Star Cigar Association cigar. This is a cigar that we hope to put in.
No, we have to.
Yeah.
We have to. This is a great cigar.
Yeah, it's been sitting in my humidor for a month, okay? Only a month. And the burn, the ash, the smoke, the flavor, the body of it, everything is performing really good. Every cigar that we've smoked and other people have smoked in the lounge and on with us right here, it's performing fantastic. And then we're smoking it with Railport's Tender Mercy, which is a great pairing. I can't wait for the pairing with Dave Yancey and I with the bourbon that we're going to pair with it. But when you're looking at a cigar like this, you're blending it for me, okay? What is it that you are hoping to see, you know, when you present, you know, a cigar to somebody?
So,
you know?
yes.
Because you've blended for other people.
Yeah, I
You
have.
blended for K-Dub.
Yeah.
You know, you've blended your own cigars now. You've blended with Casa de Sueños. And so you've seen other customers smoke your cigars. But to blend one for an individual, which I'm totally awed by that, is totally cool. What is it? You mentioned a little bit of that. Going, the look on my face is just...
Yeah, it's more of the look of enjoyment when you present somebody's cigar, and that's the whole thing about cigars is when you see someone smoking a cigar, they're enjoying, they're relaxed, they are in their own world about the cigars, and that's what I love about cigars. You don't get that from anything else. It's just you and that cigar.
Yeah.
And because I would never say there's a bad cigar, because everyone's palate is different, and everyone wants a different experience from a cigar. But when you see someone just sit there and enjoy the cigar, and then when you see them smoke it all the way down to where their fingers are about to be burnt, then you know
You're right.
that you rolled a great cigar.
Right.
And we've had a couple of those where we've had a cigar at an event and people just kind of like, they got that cheery grin of like, I'm really enjoying this.
You know what I look at is when someone takes a puff of a cigar, like you just did. When you take a puff of a cigar and then you look at it, and then they're like, what are you?
Yeah, I
Right.
like you. I'm admiring you.
Yeah.
I love you. And that's
You're my new friend.
Yeah, and that's what I look at when someone smokes a cigar. Just to get that engagement.
Mhm.
And that's what satisfies me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as a cigar smoker, that we've smoked
Hundreds
thousands
of cigars.
of cigars, and then so many different blenders, different, vitolas and different makers, all the different tobaccos that we've smoked. Dave, Yancey, friends, at the lounge, everything. There are plenty of good cigars out there.
Absolutely.
Plenty of good cigars. Plenty of good
Thousands.
cigars. Yeah. But there are very few cigars that you smoke and you just go, oh my gosh.
It's a memorable experience. It's one you want to repeat again and again.
Yeah, because just smoking this, and we haven't paired it yet, but we've got some beer with us, and we did the toast, and I would like a full can of this to drink with this cigar. Just what we're looking at, I don't want to give away too much yet because Dave Yancey and I still need to smoke it. But it's got so many things going on in it.
It does.
It does. It's got so many things, and all the tobaccos that of the regions that I like, the Jalapa, the Ometepe, San Andres. When you go to your blender, what is the process like when for a cigar like, it'd be kind of like your Steel City, hey, I've got this tobacco. When you presented these tobaccos to him, was there anything in specific that he said besides the size?
Well, when you go to the blender and you say, okay, I want this, this, and this in it, and you're gonna look at his face and he'll say, maybe not.
Yeah.
But then when you blend something and he has that,
Even the blender.
Yes, even the blender.
Yeah.
He has that, maybe that will work.
Mm.
And once you see that, now you know you got something that you can work with.
Right.
And then you build on that.
Yeah. And so how have you, being with the company now 6 years, like we mentioned in the last show, of Casa de Sueños, smoked, 20 plus years, and now being able to be around master blenders like that really know tobacco inside and out, all right? What is it, when you come up and say, well, I like this tobacco and I like this tobacco, why can't we put them together? And then your master blender says, well, because of this.
Yeah, no.
It's like, what is that whole thing? Because to me, it'd be like, well, how do you know that?
Yeah, no, it's an art. And from the seeds, from the growers to the cures, they are all experts at what they do. And they have so much knowledge. They know when to pull the leaf, they know how to cure the leaf and how long, and they know how to roll it and place it. It's an unbelievable process.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me. I'm still learning.
Yeah, right.
I'm still learning, and I enjoy it. I just sit back and listen and learn.
And just continue to learn from those guys. It's hard to think about. You can definitely learn, but those guys live it.
They live it. No, there's one guy. He's John Michel. He is the guy for Saga Cigars.
Okay.
And I challenged him one day when I was in Dominican Republic and asked him, let's spend one day without you talking about cigars. It didn't last 10 minutes. Because he lives it.
Yep.
It's in their blood, it's in their culture, and it's a great experience in watching them because they lived it from a young age. And we're talking about generations.
Right, generations.
160 years. I mean, it's unbelievable.
That before them lived it, and before them lived it.
Yeah.
And it's just a way of life of cigars.
Yeah, you should see the blends that they don't even publish to the public. It's just their personal blends. It's amazing. And I'm like, wait, why won't you put that?
Right.
Yeah, but no, it's
because that's theirs.
That's theirs.
To me, that's like the vintners who have their barrels, and they go back to it, and they pull and sample, trying to get it right.
Yeah.
Like the guys taking apart the pilons, and it's like, no, we want to take this to maybe a few degrees more to get that aging and get it.
Yeah. And everybody has their own personal blends from Lido from LFD to Nerica from Saga. Everyone.
They have their own
personal blends, and you would think, hey man, why won't you give this out to the community? And it's just theirs.
Yeah, the only time I ever got to experience that was with Luciano, where he gave me his personal blend. And
even Al McAuliffe he has that.
Yeah, he has his one. Al McAuliffe has his
Yeah.
one blend that they won't mass produce.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, because I understand it, but it's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame because I want that.
Because, but it's like, you know what? They're deserving of that.
Yeah.
Because of what they end up giving us with products like this. Well, this is, Stephen,
I'm loving it.
Loving it, yeah.
Loving it.
Right.
This is going to be a good cigar, you guys. We will have a HERF at the end of the year like we always do. This one is in October 19th. And Tony and I are hoping we're going to get some more cigars made, and one of these cigars will go in each bag. And we'll talk about.
Yeah, we definitely got to hit this on the market.
Yeah,
it's well deserved.
Yeah, and we're not. I mean, you watched us on the show enough. We're not just talking about this cigar. If this, I tell you what, if this cigar wasn't what it is, it wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other one isn't here.
Right.
I could have brought the other one on here and said, you know what, it's not what it, no, but the other one isn't here because it wasn't, and we needed a little bit more. That's why this one is here.
Jokingly, I should have kept this to myself.
This would have been your personal blend.
Yeah.
No, too late, man, too late.
Well, I'm glad I nailed it for you.
Yeah, you did. You definitely did. And I appreciate you being here again, staying for another show, and talking about a very special blend. This is going to be the TCR presented by Lone Star Cigar Association. I would love to see some other people come and smoke this. You can definitely do it at our year-end HERF in October. But stay tuned for the pairing that Dave Yancey and I will do with this. And we'll give you our thoughts on that, right?
Well, again, if you've got time, if you can be in the North Texas area, plan on making the HERF.
Exactly.
It's a great event.
It benefits.
It's great to benefit. Cigars for Warriors. Great to be around other people and food.
Yeah, and food and just doing what we do with cigars.
And I'll be there.
Yeah,
Anybody want to talk to me?
Exactly.
I'll be there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right, guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Today's Cigar Tip is brought to you by McAuliffe Cigars.
Hi, Stephen, I need a tip. I've got a box press cigar. What do you think? Do you think I should punch it?
I want to go with a punch.
No, not a punch. What about a V-cut?
A V-cut is very good for a box press as long as you go horizontally across it.
Oh, not vertically?
Not vertically. That's too restrictive, like a punch would be.
Oh.
You want the openness of it to allow for the body of the cigar to be enjoyed.
Okay, so that way I can get the most out of my cigar. Remember, it's a box press, V-cut, horizontally. Great tip, man.
Thank you.
2 families, 1 cigar. Join the Ambassador Program today to make it a perfect blend.
We're back.
And we are back. For what?
Should we talk a little bit louder for this one?
Maybe, just a little bit.
So
Okay.
that was a great
All
tip.
right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. You know, we had Tony on the show.
Second time in a row.
Yeah, second time in a row. Why? Because of the TCR, brought to you by Lone Star Cigar Society blend. This is something that Tony, like I said, listened to me about all the different tobaccos that I...
So Tony did this cigar
For our group, yes.
for Lone Star Cigar Association, Texas Cigar Roadshow.
Right.
Tony, we need to have a conversation, buddy.
Yeah. So this is going to, so we're going to have, like I said, our event at the end of the year, our year-end HERF, where we benefit the Cigars for Warriors. This cigar, we are having some more made. It will have our band on it. This will go into each bag.
Very nice.
We even, I'm going to bring this out too. I got this in my pocket. The leaf, the leaf in Abilene. Okay? The leaf in Abilene, right there.
Very nice. Okay.
These are made by Weissel. They've got their logo on there.
Uh-huh.
And the Lone Star Cigar Association.
What?
Logoed right
Double
there
logo.
on there. And so it's a cutter, Weissel. This is also
A nice little rest.
You need a rest.
We need to do one of those that has Leaf and Grain Society and Texas Cigar Roadshow.
There you go. We can do that too. But we're here for another pairing. This is another blend from Tony. Like I said, like you heard before, this is one that he listened to me while I was sitting in the lounge, and I was just rattling off, you know, talking, and he's actually taking mental notes of all these tobaccos that I like.
That's a true blender there.
So one thing was, this is the second rendition of it.
Yes.
Because the first rendition was great, but all the guys that smoked it, Dennis is sitting off camera, guys, Joe is the lounge, Charles, it was good, but it was like, you know what? It's just missing something.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony took this back to the factory and said, let's add this. You heard it in the other clip of what to add to this. So this is gonna be an event stick, if you will, because it's gonna be our year end. Now, whether or not we make it a regular stick that hopefully we can get into stores, I don't know. We'll see where that leads us.
So before we light this up,
Yeah.
last show we were talking about, Stephen had brought up about how the placement, and Tony brought up about the placement on this, okay? Start nosing it from the cap all the way to the foot and just see how that transitions differently.
Yeah, you're right.
Across it.
It does. Yeah, yeah.
It transitioned across it. And we talked on the last show about how we, you know, how as reviewers, how we score on this. You know, one of the things I'm going to look at as I'm scoring is just how the overall construction, what the aroma is on a cold nose.
The room note right now, just on the light up.
The light, what that does for you. Nice, interesting, deep cocoa notes on the cold draw.
Yeah, I've smoked this before. Dave has not smoked this. He didn't even know about it really until I told him recently.
And speaking of Cigars for Warriors, in the latest issue of our magazine, which we just released back on July 4th, we have a beautiful article in there where we talk about Cigars for Warriors and Storm Bowen and what he's done.
I read that the other day. I'm just going to tag that just a tad.
And twice, two shows in a row where you did not highlight it.
Look at me. Yeah. So we'll give you again so that we
so the blend on this.
The blend on this one, let me find it. Just to reiterate again what we previously said. this blend is a San Andres Habano hybrid wrapper, Jalapa and Ometepe and Viso filler, and a San Andres binder. Okay.
Okay, so San Andres binder, San Andres Habano, or San Andres Jalapa.
Right.
Okay, so you know that deep cocoa notes that I got off of the cold draw and I'm getting off of the first of this is you know, that's exactly what you expect out of those, you know, out of that region, really out of both of those regions.
Yeah.
Now remember, Nicaragua has 4 regions, and Jalapa is one of the regions in there. And so when people say, "Oh, it's Nicaraguan, it's going to be lots of pepper on that," that's only for 3 regions. The Jalapa region is in the rainforest, lower elevation, but up in the mountains. And because it's a rainforest, you've got a lot of more magnesium in the soil than what you do where you got a lot of phosphorus in the soils around the volcanic regions. That soil is going to bring out different types of flavors. That's why we get from Jalapa a lot of creaminess in here, which is first initial draws.
Now this is not, now I've had this, and this has been sitting in my humidor about a month, okay?
You've been holding out on
Yes, I have. But not anywhere near what Tony's Sumatra was. I'm getting some sweetness on my lips. Not like the Sumatra did, but I'm getting some sweetness on my lips. I didn't notice that the last time I smoked this. So maybe sitting in the humidor, because a lot of time, you know, Tony, you know, brings these things back and then they've only been sitting for maybe 2-3 weeks, and then we smoke them. Well, now it's had another month on it.
And what is the humidity level on
mine is 65.
Okay, so 65, so a little bit more in that's mid to upper region. That's going to allow that fermentation process to continue on a little bit stronger than if we were coming in at that 62 to 63, which is what we would want for a Cuban or Dominican. In that 65, 67, that's going to bring that fermentation out. It's going to allow us to really get into that first maturation phase, bringing that strength, bringing those ammonia levels down even more so.
Yeah, but again, still you could see great smoke output. It's like he's got that nailed.
Yeah, the combustion on this is nice right off the bat on this. It's got a nice little bit heavier viscosity on that, but still not too heavy to where it would be difficult to smoke on a hot summer day.
Right. Yeah, it's still clean. You know, I mean, the Sumatra that he had from the last show that we talked about, the Steel City, it's a little bit cleaner than this one.
It's a little bit, cleaner, a little bit crisper.
Yes.
It's a lighter body. Where both are medium bodied, it's a little bit of a lighter body.
Yeah.
And the viscosity of the weight of it's not as heavy.
This one's going to be a little bit more fuller bodied than that other one, but it's, yeah. So this is almost, Scott, I've smoked this before, but this is almost new to me now because it's been sitting longer, and I'm tasting things in this that I don't remember.
The creaminess on this is a little bit more of a buttery cream on this. So it's a little bit more of, if you think that, I call it the popcorn butter. Okay, so yeah, it's not as salivating as one we had on the last show. It does create a little bit of, you know, mouth wateriness on it, but that heaviness of that buttercream when you butter your popcorn, and you know, you think you go to the movie theater and they just layer that butter on it, and those first 2 layers of that popcorn, where that butter just kind of hits you on that. This is that type of creaminess with it, and that takes that cocoa almost to a milk chocolate type note on this, through this. And that's the combination of the San Andres and the Jalapa. So the combination of those two blended together is what brings that out.
Yeah. Tony, you know, like I said, he knew listening to me sitting at the lounge, I love jalapa. We've talked about it on the show before because of Noel when he did his master, you know, become a specialist. And I got to taste that one that I really discovered that I really like jalapa. So Tony picked up on that, picked up on the Sumatra, picked up on the San Andres, the Ometepe. All the Nicaraguan tobaccos are really my favorite type of tobaccos. And then there's a little bit of Ligero in this.
Now, where is that Ligero, Tony?
No, it's a Nicaraguan
So Nicaraguan Viso, but the Ligero leaf itself, is that also Nicaraguan? Okay. Ometepe? Okay, so when we hit that, what we're going to see is that white pepper. The difference between Ometepe, because Ometepe is an island, is peppery, but it's more of that white pepper as opposed to that black peppercorn that we get out of Condego and Esteli.
Okay. So what is your initial thought on this, on the light up right now, getting into this little bit here?
This is delicious. I'm really wanting to get into the first third, to really seeing the notes start lighting up, get into that second third on this.
And get into a pairing.
Get into the pairing. And this is just telling me right off the bat that our choice to go with a wheated bourbon is just perfect, because that cherry notes that come from the wheat, that breaded note that comes from the wheat is just going to really match this beautifully.
Like I said, this is the Larceny. This is the B524. So this is 125.4 proof.
The oils on this is just going to marry up here, because we're going to get some nice thick oils on this one, so that viscosity. This is not a summer drink.
Well, we're drinking it like it's
summer. But we're not outside.
Yeah, we're not outside. We're in AC. That's right.
We're not outside, so this is fine.
I'm offering offset here, definitely.
The colors on this, if you look at those legs while he's pouring, the legs are
and there's Steven again with his beer glass. Is that okay? I couldn't see hardly.
I mean, just guys offset, look at off camera, look at your legs on this.
Yeah.
We've got lots of oils on these legs.
Way up here, and now they're just now finally dripping down. The color on this is a deeper amber.
Which that's your age on here. So that's your age.
I love Larceny. I've got a lot of bottles of Larceny. I love the barrel proofs. I really look for those when they come out. We've had several of them on the show. You guys have seen those. But this is new. This is the B524. So this is new for this year. And have you drank yet?
Not yet.
Have you had this?
Not the B524.
Okay, all right.
I've had the 23, 22.
We've got a new cigar for Dave and a new drink for Dave.
But I am very, very familiar with Larceny.
Familiar with Larceny. It's just a new expression.
Yes.
Yeah, so what are we gonna do first?
We're going cigar to drink.
Cigar to drink first, okay guys?
And just right off that bat, that body of both, the body of both of these just are so, I mean, that is a perfect, that's that perfect. One's not amplifying the other. They're just coming in with that perfect marriage right there.
Dennis was saying offset cinnamon.
Cinnamon? Yeah. Which that's from the bourbon itself. So that is actually, that's the wood that's coming in. So, you know, from that char, this is a char 3. I think this is a char 4 actually. And so we've got the age on here, and that is bringing out that that caramel, those cinnamon notes, that vanilla notes, all those, and a little bit of that oak note, all coming in together, which is creating that cinnamon, little bit of spice. There's no rye on here whatsoever. The weed has replaced the rye.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've really learned to just love Larceny's, and so that I can exactly see what you're saying as far as a perfect marrying of these two, the boldness of the cigar and the boldness of that drink. One is not overpowering the other one.
No, one's not overpowering the other.
That is amazing.
We're not seeing flavors that we didn't see come up and exist, being brought forward. We don't see flavors that are toned down on this. This is where the flavors are just coming up, and is what we said in the last show, saying, "Hi, how you doing?"
Yeah.
We so far, we haven't gone drink to cigar, but so far, we haven't. This is one of those rarities and that perfectly balanced.
Yeah, this is, and again, another cigar by Tony. Look at the ash.
Yeah,
it's that deep white ash. Deep white ash. It still needs more. It could. These are the testers. Exactly. These are the tester blends that we've got. Now, granted, they've got a month on them, but just imagine another 3 months of sitting there and getting that age on them. But you can. It's got some toothiness to the wrapper.
And right there is where it shows on the age, is that, a little bit younger, because it's burning. It is burning a little bit hotter than what you would want initially, right up here at the burn line. I want to feel the heat, like what we said last show, but I don't want to be, I don't want it to be a little bit on the painful side. I want to feel it, but I don't want it to hurt.
Yeah, there are some that I've grabbed, and it's like you can't even grab it. You can't even put your fingers there.
Yeah,
it's so hot.
And that's going to be an indication of one that it could be on the blend that there's too much Seco in there, so that combustion's just a little bit too hot, or it could be
too hot.
Yeah, it's burning too hot, or it could also be an indication of the tobacco is just a little bit younger, because that ammonia is going to burn hotter on it, and that's why we want that to age a little bit more, and that ammonia to come down. And that's going to allow the nicotine to be kind of toned down a little bit. It doesn't really take the nicotine away, it just calms it down.
Right. So we went cigar to drink. Now we need to go drink to cigar, right?
Okay. So
is that right?
Yes, we need to go.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm on track.
Actually, I'm going to go. Still go cigar to drink, but I'm going to smoke it.
Smoke it in the glass.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. I'll do it. I'm all up for that.
And this is where having this kind of glass is nice, because it allows that smoke to maintain in there.
I know it looks cool. It's like a science project. It just sits there.
These two are just meant to be together.
And this would be something you can find, Larceny. You can find this. I got this up at Total Wine.
Yeah, you can. So you can find Larceny.
You guys can find this, and I think if it's not the B524, it's the B523, or it's the A124. Soon to be the C924.
Yeah.
Later this year, which I'll definitely look for. But it's something as bold as that.
And you got to have that. You want to go with the cast strength on this. The boldness and the intensity of the flavors on the cigar on just a standard Larceny, the 90 proof, would overpower the cigar or the drink.
Yeah,
I can tell you right off the bat, it would overpower the drink. This deserves a cast strength.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, that cast strength is just delicious, and then the cigar on top of it.
I would love to try this cigar.
Don't say it.
Well, we don't have.
Yeah, good. Okay.
We don't have anything else.
We're doing a single pairing.
We're doing a single pairing because I know what we have. We don't have anything else.
Yeah.
But if we did, with a nice imperial milk stout.
Oh, yeah.
An imperial milk stout, an Islay, you know, a nice smoky Islay. I wouldn't necessarily go with a peaty, you know, just a non-smoky. So I mean, we're talking a Lagavulin and a Lafroig, you know, something where the smokiness on it is there. A nice, big, bold, full-body red wine.
I could have brought a Lagavulin. I had that at home. I've got that, the Ken Offerman.
I just finished up my
Is
Ken
it Ken?
Offerman.
Is it
Yes.
Ken Offerman?
Yeah.
It's Offerman, right? You can.
Yes.
Yeah, it's. I've got
Oh,
the.
no, it's
What is? It's
Rick Offerman.
Is it Rick? Offerman. Okay, from the.
From Nick Offerman.
Nick
yes.
Offerman. Yeah.
Nick Offerman.
Rick. I keep saying Rick. Yeah, but I've got one of those, and yeah, that's just. It's a campfire in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like him on the show. Meat.
This would be good. Oh man, pairing this one here.
I'm gonna have to do that
with a nice nice meaty gamey steak. This will be good with that too.
All right, so how do we do that? How do we grill some meat and bring a steak in here? Steven, how do we do that? We got grills in the back.
We're grilling back in the back right now.
Oh, we need to have a big old nice. I like New York strips, but
I love a New York strip. I mean, but this would go good with a flat iron. This would go really good with a ribeye. Ribeye, where you've got that beautiful marbleization that is bringing
that fat level.
That fat level.
Okay.
Because that has those oils into it.
Gotcha.
Deep,
oh
gamey.
Man, this and a steak.
When it's not 100 degrees outside,
yeah.
We'll do this outside.
Yeah. All right. When it's not 100 degrees outside, yes. Yeah. Because
we'll do a full pairing on the show.
Oh, that would be.
Oh,
that
man.
would be.
I've done some full pairings on my show. You know, in the past, and that's fun, and that's a challenge. That's really
that would be rough. I would have to bring a steak back home for my wife because she is a steak girl. That would be rough for me to go, sorry, honey, I ate steak on the show today, and
ate steak, drank bourbon, and had a cigar.
She can say, she'll tell me you can have your bourbon, but not any steak. You better bring home some for me. So yeah, so we need to go drink the cigar now.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we need to go.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Cheers. Yep.
The ash on that is phenomenal.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
This goes beautiful both ways.
Oh, I like that. And you heard Steven off camera. His ash is about that long, solid, like Dave's. I've been ashing mine just because I'm a wimp. But I like drink to cigar. That is.
Let the ash come.
It makes it
off
last.
naturally.
Dennis is saying off camera that it makes the finish last a lot longer.
Look at that.
Yeah.
What's nice about this, and this is not uncommon. I mean, this is not very common on a young cigar, to where when you ash it, or before you ash it, where the tip of it's not flowering out, and then when you ash it, it's not flowering out, where you still have a nice good cone on here.
Yeah.
So that is showing a nice even construction in the rolling
Oh no,
itself.
I mean the draw is perfect. I mean I've got to have some resistance on my draw. I have to.
You want just a nice little bit of a tug, but you don't want to have one where you've got to really force it to come through.
Right, but
and you don't want it to where
you're drinking
just,
through a straw this big where it's just air.
Yeah, it's just all, it's mostly air, and then you're not getting any smoke.
Right. Yeah. I can't. I've smoked some cigars like that, and it's like, I'm not getting anything out of it. I can't. It's you just pull. I mean, you can draw through it, but I can't get anything because it's so loose. But you've got to have some resistance to it, and this has got the resistance that I like.
It's got the resistance, and what's nice about a medium to full body in your smoke, and again, when I'm talking body on a cigar, I'm not talking flavor, I'm talking about the viscosity, the weight, and the amount of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
is that it has a finish to it as well.
Right.
To where a lighter body smoke, to where that smoke is much lighter, you almost can't tell that it's on your palate. It's there. As soon as I blow it out, it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
The
finish is gone. Everything's gone.
The finish is gone. And that's why if you're watching me when I'm going cigar to drink, I'm taking a draw in and I'm holding that smoke in there until right before I take that sip. Then I'm blowing it out and taking that sip of it. That way that those flavors can marry up together and show me what it is that I'm getting. There is an art to this of understanding. Again, as what we said, when I'm sitting down with smoking a drink, and it's just, I'm not, analyzing, I'm looking at the pairing, I'm seeing how they work together. I don't go through all of this. I'm taking a drink, I'm smoking, I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Here we're thinking about it. And you mentioned that perfectly earlier on where you had smoked this before, but now that you're able to sit down and think about it.
Yeah. You're really paying attention.
You're paying attention.
And that this is more, so that last draw that I just took, this is more of a meaty cigar to me. This is more of a fuller taste, different. It's like that jalapa's got a hint of sweetness, but it is so far in the back.
Yes.
Whereas the meat part of it is up front. It's I have to say it's more meaty than it is earthy. I'm getting more meat.
It reminds me of the red meat lovers.
Interesting. That's a good cigar.
It reminds me a little bit of the red meat lovers. And because that jalapa on there, that creaminess, it's there, but it's kind of almost in that after note. That's telling me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, that's telling me that on the actual rolling of it, that its placement, as we talked about placement on the last show, that placement of it is a little bit more in the outer regions of the bunching itself, as opposed to into the center regions, where if it was in the center regions, where it's the center of that cone, the center of those oils, then it would be a little bit more up front, as opposed to a little bit on the outer edges of it.
See, I would just, that's the stuff that I really want to understand more of, because I've talked with Noel, and where to put leaves, certain leaves in the cigar, so that your flavor changes and just how it's tasting comes together, and that just it's fascinating to me. It's because it takes a master blender to be able to do that. Well, to know that this tobacco, if you're going to put this one with it, it needs to be here.
And I learned this just from listening and watching Luciano, and then talking to Luciano on this. So when he's been at a couple of events for us where he's sitting there rolled, and when he's rolling at an event, he's talking through it. So now I'm going to bring this in here, and I'm going to do this type of rolling for this particular reason.
We're doing pretty good on, excuse me, on size comparison here. We're doing pretty good. You're talking a whole lot, which I totally appreciate. But the retrohale, please retrohale. That's where the sweetness comes through. That's where the sweetness.
That's where the sweetness comes through. Yep. And again, outer region, as opposed to the inner region on that. Yeah.
But
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great. So TCR.
TCR, yes.
It's a great cigar. So I'm going to give some of these to Dave, Leaf and Grain Society. Like his magazine just came out, right? The latest issue of it.
Yeah, our latest issue, which has Warfighter cigars on the cover. Mm-hmm. It's all veteran themed.
Yeah, and so I'm going to get a couple of these to Dave so that he can do a review for his next issue, and I'll look forward to one that you're actually going to sit down in a quiet session and pay attention to it even more than what we're doing here now. I mean, because we pay attention to it here, but it's it's not the same level as what you would do
No.
for a review that you're going to write on.
No, and when I'm doing a review that I'm writing on, I'm not reviewing off of one smoke of it. I'm reviewing off of 3 smokes of it, three different cigars of it, because the odds are there that you can get a cigar that doesn't light right, that doesn't have a good combustion rate, that doesn't have a nice even burn rate, that the wrapper makes.
I can tell you this. Dennis is smoking one, his ash is this long. Steven's smoking it, his ash was that long. Tony just ashed his, you've seen mine, you've seen his. I've smoked this before. Other guys have smoked it in the lounge. And all of these have performed exactly like we're smoking right now.
Which is what you want.
Yeah.
You don't always get it, but any reviewer that reviews a cigar off of one smoke of it, you need to just move on.
Yeah, you need to smoke one. What I've learned, you need to smoke one, pay attention to it, and then smoke one again, pay attention to it, and then smoke one and review it.
I smoke one just to get an understanding, smoke the second one, start my review, smoke the third one to confirm.
Confirm your review.
And then the master blenders tell me you need to smoke an extra one to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And if let's just say, and right off the bat, and I'm not going to give a score on this one because I want to give a score on an honest review, but just right off the bat, this one's, it's not in the 80s. You know, this
It's
is
not in the 70s either.
It's not in the 70s either. We're talking better than that, you know, better than that. But if I do smoke a cigar, and there is a very well-known, very well-named brand that we smoked, we scored, we did our 3-smoke score on it, and it came out at an 82. And we took one from the same box and put it in our humidor and smoked it 6 months later, and came back on it. And I talked to the VP and said, first, you know, our initial scoring of it, it came from 3 cigars, came in at an 82. And he was very appreciative of it. And then I said, I've got one that's sitting 6 months later. I'm going to smoke it, came back, and I go, and I'm not going to do another review on it, just because then that, you know, it's like, okay, well, if you're coming back with another review and you're scoring this one at a 92 where you scored it at an 82, what the hell's going on? But I told him 6 months later, having aged some, it was much better than the original. And so you got to think about that. Just because a cigar may not, you know, score as high as what you would hope initially, if your cigar is young, which they were, try them again a little later. And your tobacconist, and we've got a tobacconist sitting off to the side over here, and I think he's going to understand what I'm saying. Your tobacconist hopefully will say, you go and buy a cigar, will look just like a wine sommelier at a wine store will say, you need to let that sit for a little while. Let that sit. This is great. You can smoke it right now, but I recommend you letting it age in your humidor. Let it sit in your humidor for 30, 60, 90 days.
Man.
These are testable.
Yeah. But just like Dennis said, the finish on this. So I drank this, went to Cigar. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Drank this, went to Cigar, great. And then I drew again, so, okay. And the long finish is there so much that even the second draw on it, I'm still getting. Yeah. Yep, the whole tongue, whole mouth, everything is what Dennis is saying, yeah.
And here's, I got to mention this because I hear so many people say, well, your palate's different than mine.
Yeah, it is, and it is.
I'm going to.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did.
Here's my thing about the palates.
Yeah.
My palate is more mature than most, but an orange tastes like an orange, tastes like an orange. Our palates are different based upon what we enjoy, and our palates are different based upon maturity of our palates. but I'm not going to pick up an orange zest out of this, and you come back and go, no, that's not orange zest, that is a lime zest on this. You may not be able to pick up the orange on that because our palate's maturity is going to be different on that. Flavors that I can pick up because of the maturity of my palate, somebody else may not too. Tony's breaking things off.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We're okay. But yeah, I mean, it'd be like a chef. I mean, his refined palate.
Exactly.
It's like a chef to,
Guys, we're talking steak. I would love to pair that with like my bacon burn ends.
Ooh.
With that higher fat content.
High fat content.
Yeah.
Something high, definitely high fat content.
This would go great.
But I would not do this with a, with a chicken,
Yeah,
I think, and even the high fat content that's in the skin of a chicken, it's a different type
fat.
of flavor.
It's a
different type of fat, to where that really would overpower the cigar, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
So you got to think about what kind of fats that you're dealing with here.
Well, when I'm sitting there thinking meat, I'm thinking beef.
Yeah, you're thinking that really gamey.
Yeah, when I say
really gamey
meat, I'm not thinking chicken, I'm thinking beef. And so, yeah, I mean, and you look at the burn on this too, it's, I haven't touched, you don't see us touch this stuff up. I haven't stopped the camera down.
Nope.
We're not touching this stuff up. And that's another issue. So we're not going to rate the cigar right now like we did the other cigar in the other show. Because Tony, I mean, blending both of these.
Yeah.
But you're going to do a review, I want to see on this one. You're going to review his Steel City too, also.
Yes, I'm going to get his Steel City Corona.
Yeah.
Which is a different blend than the one that we smoked on the last show. I think you smoked a Corona on the opening part of the show.
Yeah, I did. I smoked a Corona because I just couldn't go without smoking. I'm not going to let you guys sit here, right? And me not smoke something. So, but
I was about to tell you need to light a cigar.
Right. But so this is something, like I said, Dennis has smoked this before. This is first time for Steven. Tony smoked this before, obviously, and I've smoked this. But this is not, maybe it's because I'm paying attention to it more, but this is a lot better cigar than what I remember.
This is a lot better cigar than what you typically will get on what we call those one-off blends. Where you're doing a one-off blend for a special occasion, like the Herf.
Yeah.
Or a one-off blend for
a
custom blend for a show, for a shop.
And get this, okay? Granted, this was a cigar that was blended for me, and I'm not just tooting my own horn, per se, if you will, because it's my cigar. This is the second rendition of this, because the first one was like, you know what, we're missing something, like we talked about with Tony. It's missing something, and to come back to this, when he went back and said, add this, this, and this, and then coupled with the master blender that he's working with, every guy is like, yeah, he nailed it. He nailed it as to what we're looking for. I don't want something that is, we've talked about this on shows before, I don't want something that is just in your face, slapping you in the face with nicotine, and it's just so freaking powerful. I don't want that. I want to be able to sit back with a cigar that is so flavorful that it pairs with something too, that I sit back and go, oh my gosh.
Well, we've talked about that. People don't buy a cigar based upon the strength, because strength is going to subdue as time goes by. People don't buy a cigar based upon body of smoke, because body of smoke doesn't tell you what that cigar is about. People buy a cigar based upon the flavor profile. And when you focus on that aspect, you know that the flavor profile has all of those aspects in it. how intense, how bold those flavors are, is going to also talk about the strength of it. Because the nicotine does impact the flavor profile of a cigar,
Sure.
and the body of it. If I had a cigar that had, such a light body on it, but my intensity, my flavors aren't there, I'm not going to go back and buy the cigar.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people don't like Connecticut's, which is a bad name for it. It's Claro, because a lot of times that is a lighter body smoke. It has a lot of higher nicotine values because it's typically a younger cigar, because that tobacco hasn't fermented as long. We haven't allowed it to get into that first maturation phase, let alone the second maturation phase. And so therefore, the flavor profile is going to be more subdued. But you take that Claro cigar and you let that sit in your humidor for a while, you see that flavor profile rise to where it balances out the lighter body smoke.
Yeah.
We buy a cigar for all of those reasons, but we don't talk about that. We don't see that in the magazines, really, except for mine. We don't see that on website reviews. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but that's just what we do that's different.
Right.
What is it that we come back to a cigar for? Is for everything that we're talking about right here.
Yeah, I had to pour some more because the combination between these two is just phenomenal.
This is what I want you to do.
Okay.
Drink to cigar.
Drink to cigar.
Once you then immediately take a second draw of your cigar,
Okay.
smoke the drink, and then drink.
So drink to cigar, take a second draw, and pour and blow that smoke.
And then
drink
the
it.
drink immediately.
Okay.
And see that full
So-
roundness of it.
Drink to cigar. Okay. Yeah, that's
Now, don't. Now, let that all of that sit on your palate. Now, while it's still in there,
oh wow. That was fun. Wow.
that's what we call elevating the experience.
Yeah. Look at it. See, I like that. The ash just broke off.
I barely
is-
even touched it.
And it is sitting there. An inch of ash is sitting there.
And you've got a beautiful cone here.
I mean, it's getting a little wavy, but it as long as you rotate your cigar, it's going to catch up. It's not, I'm having to.
And it's not
I
ready
got
to
to
go.
break. I had to break
Yeah.
that one off.
And I would have let that one go just a little bit longer.
Yeah, but I'm just careful. I don't want to ash on myself. But so, what are you thinking, Dave? Overall, what are you thinking?
Overall, right now,
Yeah, overall.
this is a pairing that goes in the books. This is so far, this is a perfectly balanced pairing. It's a rarity of a pairing that we don't see very often. It's one that goes down in the books, one that you need to go and visit.
If you guys, like I said, our event, I'm going to put an early plug in here, October 19th, Railport Brewery is where our event is going to be. This cigar will be in your bag.
I will be there.
He will be there. Tony will be there. Dennis will be there. Steven will be there. I know we're going to have some good food.
We're going to have some good food.
We're going to have some.
And
I'm working on that still. I'm still working on that. Whether Rust and Cattle Company does it again or not, I'm not sure. But if not, we will have some good food there. This will be in your bag. That cutter will be in your bag. Other things that I'm working on will be in your bag. But I guarantee you, we'll, after the fact, we'll have some good drinks like this to pair with stuff.
We will. And I'm going to put this out there. you're there and you want to know what to pair with, come find me.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, that's what we got him on the show for, right? That's what we got him on the show, right? I hope you guys appreciated this, enjoyed it, learned a little bit of something. I did. I mean, this cigar is really opening up to me. I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, yeah, this is my cigar, but Tony blended it for me based off of listening to me, like I said, of all the tobaccos that I like. And he went back and then we tried it again. This is not just the one time, first one, and we're one and done. It was this was the second. And so coming back to it and creating this, it is, I mean, I'm gonna keep it in my humidor.
This is one that needs to become a regular staple. This is, I hope this is a blend that we're able to see more often. Cool. And be able to get, not just at the show.
We'll definitely work on that, right, Tony? Yeah. We will definitely work on that. All right, guys, another review in the books as far as a pairing goes. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be right back. All right, stay tuned.
Pick up your collectible Texas Cigar Roadshow laser engraved whiskey glass at giftygarage.net.
All right, Dave, we got another product review, man.
Man, I love these.
I do. One of the companies that we've done a lighter review on before called me back and said, hey, we've got a new lighter. This is the Uppallant. That's how I'm going to pronounce it.
Uppallant.
Uppallant.
How they come up with their names, I don't know, because they contacted me and I did a review of one of their lighters and loved the lighter. I mean, they've got some good products.
Yeah. So it's got your product information in there, how to do it, how to fill it, what it does. It's got it. It's coming in its sleeve here, in a fitted box. Okay, I like all that. I went ahead and filled this.
Okay.
But this is
V-cut. You see that right off the bat. That's
built
nice.
into a single torch.
Okay.
It's got a fuel window.
Which is nice.
I'm in Texas. It's got a window in it.
It's got a window.
So it's got a fuel window, which I appreciate. I like fuel windows on there. Mm-hmm. Okay. V-cut, let you go ahead and look at that. So
nice V-cut. Okay, so it's got the nice wheel. So to turn the temperature up and down on that.
So pulling down the V-cut. It's not spring loaded.
No, but it's got a nice snap to it, which you want on a V-cut.
Right. You got to open the lid, so it's got a nice little thumb tab on there. And then the single torch.
It's a single torch.
Yep, but it's a good size single torch.
Yeah, it's a good size. And so when we're lighting it, instead of coming directly into it, you're going to want to come across the side on that. That way you get a more even spread of the flame across the tobacco. But what I like is that it's not heating up my hand right here either. So it's got some nice insulation around it. Right,
exactly. And it's got a nice look to it.
I mean,
the bronze and the wood type finish. It is a V-cut. I don't V-cut a lot, but hey, if I brought this with me, guess what? I'm V-cutting. And that's fine. I can still V-cut. So you're going to be able to sit your cigar in there, hold it. I could probably put it down here on the table like this, put my cigar in there and snap it.
Kind of similar to those nice big table cutters. But what I like that it does have is that when you're on the go, and you're not carrying your entire humidor with you, you've got, like your little smaller humidors, like the three cigar humidors. You don't want to have a lot of bulk with you, and that's nice.
So you've got a lighter and a cutter in one, but it's not just, a lot of lighters do have a cutter with it. It's a punch.
Yes.
And this one is actually a V-cut.
Which really, I can use a V-cut. I don't always use a V-cut across all Vitalis, but I can to where I'm limited to what type of vitolas I can use on a punch.
Right. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're not going to be able to punch a Lancero.
No.
You know, so a V-cut will come in handy on that. So I like the look of it. It's
aesthetically pleasing.
It is. It fits good in my hand. There's my thumb right there. I mean, my finger clicks that, thumb lights it up, puts that back up.
Nice ventilation ports right there.
Ventilation ports, exactly. I think it's a pretty good looking product.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
It's something that I would definitely use to, you know, to test out on a couple of cigars.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see you guys. What do I say?
Another great episode.
Exactly. Tony on here again. Another great cigar.
Great cigar. Great content. Talking about that pairing and just how much it allows you to enjoy this cigar.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah, that pairing was fantastic. Just fantastic. I mean, the toast with the cigar was good with the beer. And that's a really
good stout.
Deep, yes. But that Larceny was beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond.
It sets a new level.
Yeah. So I love bringing things like that to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You should be able to find some Larceny out there. This one you're going to get when you come to our event in October. But great content. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you do all that social media stuff. Click that notification bell, that like button, the subscription, share it.
Share it with your friends.
Exactly. You got to share it, please. The numbers are going up. We're over 3,000 now, which I appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason for that. And until we see you again and we smoke another cigar and we do another pairing, always what we always say, enjoy the leaf.
Grow the culture.
All right, you guys.
Texas Cigar Roadshow is presented by Lone Star Cigar Association.